Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks 40k and welcome to our latest battle report. Today we have Tau versus Space Wolves. The Tau, looking at pushing forward their frontier, have occupied one of the Imperial worlds, and the Space Wolves have been sent out by the High Lords of Terra to reclaim it in the name of the Emperor. Today's mission, we are doing Crusade, and the deployment markers are down. We are doing Hammer and Anvil. So, 3 objective markers in Crusade. We've got number 1 here, round the back, behind this ruined building. The second objective marker is here, by the Imperial statue. And then the third and final objective marker is right back here, behind the ammo dump.
I'm running a hunter cadre, so there's no real concept of different troop types as such. But my warlord is this guy here. He's a commander in a crisis battle suit. He's got the cyclic ion raker and a fusion blaster. He's also equipped with the drone controller and target lock. So his drones will be able to fire at his BS, and they can fire at a different target. The 2 drones he has are both MacLeod drones. I've also taken as part of my hunter cadre the optional Cadre Fireblade. He's stock because there aren't any options for him, other than I've equipped him with another MacLeod drone. Then to comply with the requirements of the troop element, I've got 3 strike squads, a 10-man, 7-man and an 8-man, all of which have got 2 gun drones, and the red squad has got a Devilfish as a transport with a Seeker missile as an upgrade. Moving on to the elite bit of the cadre, I've got 2 squads of crisis suits. The one at the front is a bit of a mixed bag squad with various different weapons, plasma rifles, missiles, the blaster thing, whatever it is. They've got a shield drone for a bit of survivability and a MacLeod drone. The squad behind is a bit more specialised, really aiming at taking out the heavier troops. So they've got plasma rifles throughout, and the Chasseurs also got a fusion blaster, and again 1 shield drone, 1 MacLeod drone. And then in the heavy section, I've got a Devilfish. What am I talking about? The Hammerhead. This guy, I'm not putting long strike in him this time, just to save the points, although I might regret that because I think long strike did really well in the last game. That is pretty much stock, other than it's got smart missile systems as a free upgrade, and I've also put a Seeker missile on that one too. And then in the back row, we've got an optimized stealth cadre. Really excited about running these guys. So we've got a Ghost Kill and 2 squads of stealth suits. The Ghost Kill has obviously got his stock drones that he comes with. I've also given him the stimulant injector, so he's got Feel No Pain. Then I've got the 2 stealth squads, both of which, again, shield drone and MacLeod drone as a combination. So we'll see how those guys fare. I'm not sure about deep striking these guys in or not. I'm just going to see what the mission looks like, see what the train looks like before making a final choice, but I might choose to deep strike those guys in. Then we've also got the fire-based support cadre with a Riptide and 2 broadsides. The broadsides have both got a missile drone and a shield drone. One of the broadsides has got velocity tracker, so giving him Skyfire. And the Riptide, I've given that guy the early warning override for interceptor and the velocity tracker again for Skyfire. But he doesn't have his missile drones with him, so we'll see how that works out. Quite interested in that. I forgot to mention right in the middle here the Piranha. The Piranha basically fulfills the fast attack requirement of the Hunter Cadre. So that is my 2K.
HQ for the Space Wolves today, I am taking Herald Deathwolf. This guy comes as stock with his trusty wolf and frost axe and his own warlord trait, which is Saga the Wolfkin. Basically gives cavalry and beasts furious charge on the turn they charge in. Troops, I'm taking a 9-man Grey Hunters squad, just to fit in the points really. In there I have a Power Fist and a Plasma Gun. They're going to be walking up the table or sitting on the back of the board holding an objective. Next troop choice, I am taking a 10-man Grey Hunter squad. Again, in there, Power Fist and a Plasma Gun. Now, I'm trying something new. So these guys are going to be arriving via drop pod. Hopefully getting into Jon's lines, putting down some fire and then charging in if they survive. Next, elites. I'm taking a 5-man Terminator squad in here. There are 3 Wolf Claws and 2 Thunderhammers with Storm Shields. These guys, as you've probably just seen, are going to be travelling around in their Land Raider. So hopefully getting into Jon's face quite quickly and smashing up that horrible Riptide. Next 2 elite choices, I'm taking 2 Dreadnoughts. The one on the left, with all the gubbins on him, is a Venerable Dreadnought. He comes equipped with a Hellfrost Cannon and a Power Fist. The next Dreadnought comes with the Frost Axe and the Blizzard Shield. 3 up invuln save on a Dreadnought is always good fun. Ask Jonathan later. Fast attack, riding around with Hail Deathwolf and gaining his Warlord trait. I'm taking 3 Thunderwolf Cavalry guys, all equipped with Storm Shields and 1 with a Thunderhammer. Again, hopefully getting into that Riptide, coming in the Terminators. Next, fast attack. I'm taking the Stormwolf Flyer. This thing is empty. It comes with its Hellfrost Cannon. Hopefully flying around, causing a bit of damage. You can always go into hover mode and pick somebody up if I need to go steal an objective towards the end. Finally, heavy support. I'm taking my Long Fangs in here. There are 2 Lance Cannons, a Missile Launcher, a Heavy Bolter, and then a Plasma Gun and a Vindicator. Trusty old Vindicator, hopefully going to be sitting at the back of the board, laying big shells down onto the horrible, evil, nasty Tau. So that is my 2,000 points. First of my Grey Hunter squad are on the left-hand side of the board with my Vindicator, who's kind of hunkered down for the first couple of turns until things get closer. With Hammer and Anvil, he's not going to be in range for a couple of turns, so it's either a case of risk it and run up the board or sit there and wait for them to come close, which is Tau, so they're probably not going to. These 9 guys on this side of the board, everything else is deployed in a huge bubble over here. The Land Raider with the Terminators in, Herald Deathwolf and Thunderwolf Cavalry, the 2 Dreadnoughts and the Long Fangs are all on the right-hand side of the board, looking at pushing up over here and then sweeping round. Long Fangs will get up into this building, taking that objective marker, laying down lots of firepower. In reserve, I have my Stormwolf Flyer, hopefully coming on and wrecking Jonathan's world, making him cry, pack up and leave my house. I also have my drop pod with my troops in, so they could go there onto that objective marker, or I could try and drop them right in front of Jon just to really annoy him. And that's pretty much it in reserve. So that is my deployment for my Space Wolves. Big bubble, a little bit lighter. There is a plan. Over to the Tau deployment. Tau, more Tau, lots of drones, shield drones, gun drones, annoying the hell out of me. We have the Hammerhead. Yes, is that the Hammerhead? Yeah, I did well. Piranha, the Devilfish are all kind of on the left-hand side of the board a little bit, facing off against that big Space Wolf bubble down there. Yeah, Tau. We have the Dirty Riptide with his dirty little friends sitting slap bang in the middle of the board, where there are no Space Wolves whatsoever, with what can only be described as a drone line, which is going to be really annoying because I've got to get through them to get to this thing, unless I can get him in combat, which is the plan. And then Jonathan has kind of done another bubble on the other side of the board with more Tau. Lots more Tau. Yeah, more Tau. With the Crisis suits? Hey, Crisis suits and the Commander. Oh yeah, the Commander's in there. I didn't spot him. There he is, look. Smiling away behind his helmet. And then the Fire Warriors. So we've kind of deployed on opposite sides. I thought Jonathan would try and counter the Space Wolf bubble a bit better and deploy everything on the other side of the board, but he hasn't. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. So I deployed first, so I get to choose if I want to go first or second, and I'm going to go second.
Pretty basic movement. My commander's moved forward with his accompanying crisis team. They'll be using the Hunter Cadra skills in a second to do some running. Riptide stayed still. Devilfish has moved forward. Piranha's moved forward just to take advantage of the cover that's in there. And Hammerhead has just tucked in to be 25% obscured. And that's it.
A lot happened.
Lot happened there. Really exciting.
Lot moved.
So not a lot happened. The closest little squad down here has used the jetpack move just to move a little bit forward, but I didn't want to take it too close because there's a Vindicator hiding neatly around the corner there, so we're staying out of the range of that one for the time being. In other news, the broadsides took a bit of a lucky punt at the Dreadnought down there, and everything pinged off his armour. Same with the Hammerhead. Took a shot.
The man is a legend.
Yeah, whatever. So he's hiding out, and that was about it basically, because everything else is out of range at the moment. So not a lot's going to happen this turn. But it's over to Rich for Space Wolves turn 1.
The drop pod came on here. You might notice it isn't there now. Jonathan used Interceptor from this guy. To be honest, if Jonathan had told me the rules before, I wouldn't have deployed it there. But he blew it up, killing everybody inside. So, yay, first blood. Thunderwolf Cavalry have moved up their 12. 2 Dreadnoughts have moved up. The Longfangs have also moved up, securing this objective. They're going to hop up onto the middle floor and the next turn and get some fire down that side of the board. Land Raider has moved up, looking at taking out the Devilfish in the middle of the board. And the Vindicator and these guys have actually stayed still. So, let's try and shoot some stuff. Okay then, people, are you ready for the shortest round of shooting ever? The only thing really in range was the Land Raider. The Land Raider opened up at the Devilfish, blowing it up, killing 5 guys inside. Now you know how I feel about that drop pod, John. Revenge. There's no point taking out the box.
Please don't destroy my 60-point Devilfish.
I know. All right. 60-point Devilfish or 35-point drop pod. Admittedly, the 10 Marines inside and First Blood sting a little bit. But these guys are now in the open and they're going to die next turn. They've got quite a large stuff coming at them. And also I get my reserves, so hopefully my Stormwolf Flyer will come on. So it's going to be over to Tau for turn 2. How are they going to be able to counter this large mass of Space Wolves? And are they going to come any closer to these guys down here? Are they going to try and outflank me on the left? Let's go find out.
So to add some insult to injury down in the middle here, the strike squad out that Devilfish failed their morale, so they've moved 4 inches backwards. They don't want to be in the fight right now. But guys who are a bit more spoiling for a fight behind, the Riptide and his accompanying little buddies, they started to turn within 12 inches of the Fireblade, so they'll be using that little ability to run and shoot in a short while. Over here in the commander as well, his squad's moved forward, and again they'll be running and shooting in the next few phases. So we'll see how that one pans out. We've also mobilised the Suicide Piranha, which is staring down the front of that Land Raider in a do or die kind of attack, just because that's what they do. So we'll see how that one pans out. And the Hammerhead is just strategically repositioned slightly to still get a shot off at the Dreadnought. Suicide Piranha has managed to knock just 1 hull point off the Land Raider, which is, yeah, it's not great, but never mind. It does mean we get to show off these lovely little hull point markers, by the way. So thanks to Pycor for those. They are awesome. Over on this side of the building, then Dreadnought with the axe and whatnot has been royally pummeled by the heavy support Terra. Yeah. And his buddy next to him has also lost a hull point, so he's dead, and his buddy's down a hull point. In other shooting, thanks to the MacLeods in the squad, the Vindicator is boomed, even though it was in cover. Thanks to ignore cover, that's dead. The Hammerhead down the bottom there did try and take a shot at the Land Raider, but it hit but failed to penetrate, which is a bit sucky, given that it only needed a 4. It's a bit of a shame. But there you go. A pretty rough turn, I think, for Rich.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt a lot.
But I do get the feeling that I'm a little bit vulnerable at the moment, so we'll see how the next few turns pan out.
The Longfangs have occupied the building, which is kind of where I wanted them. So they're up here. They're securing that objective, and they've got a good line of fire down the battlefield. Thunderwolf Cavalry have had enough of this Riptide. It is doing their head in as much as it's doing mine. So they're going to go into assault. Let's see if we can kill it. maybe, possibly. Yeah. The Dreadnought that is crew stunned is going to have to go into assault there. My flyer is on, but to make sure I'm out of 36 inches of that silly Riptide, I've had to come right on the edge of the board at a funny angle. So I can only fire snapshots because it was opened up on by the broadsides, but I jinked them. So yeah, snap firing only, and then I'm going to have to turn and move next turn. These guys have moved around. I'm going to be putting shots down here and then charging in. The Terminators have got out. They're going to go for the HQ choice because that'll be Slay the Warlord for me. So there's going to be a little bit of shooting and then quite a lot of assault. I don't know what's going on this evening, but these Space Wolves can't hit for anything. These guys opened up with their bolt pistols. Down here, did nothing. Power of the Machine Spirit, the Heavy Bolters over here. Yeah, don't want to talk about it. The las cannons opened up at the Riptides down there. Or the Riptide and the broadsides. Yeah, John saved that. Hellfrost cannon from up here on focus mode at the Piranha. Missed. Las cannon hit the Devilfish? Hammerhead. But Jonathan jinked it. So that went really well. I literally did 0, zip, not a thing. It's going to be over to assault. These guys are going in. They are going in. And the troops are going in as well. So hopefully dead and dead by the end of the next turn. Oh, and that as well. That's going to die as well, just because it can. So, yeah, let's go kill things. The Dreadnought went into combat with the Piranha, destroying it quite easily, to be honest. Good. That melt gun is dangerous. My Land Raider is there. I don't want any more. These guys here, they failed to make it into combat. But my Terminators went in. They did lose 1, 2 snapshots. But they pulled down, probably drones.
3 drones.
3 drones, yay. But it's drawn combat over there. And that's pretty much it. Oh, no. Oh, no, wait a minute. The Thunderwolf Cavalry made it into combat. They went after that Riptide that was there, basically doing 4 wounds. He failed his he failed his leadership. He ran away. He got dragged down by the Thunderwolf Cavalry guys. So, yay, Riptide dead. Good. That thing was doing my head in.
Right, well, after the disaster that was turn 2, things are looking up a little bit. My optimised stealth cadre has appeared. I dropped them in the centre space there. And they scattered slightly towards the building, and then I've moved them back as well. Just keeping them within the magic 12 inches away from the long fangs in the building, so they're getting their extra cover save, which is awesome. The long fangs are a little bit ganged up on because around the back here, the crisis suits have also appeared, landed spot on where they need to be basically, which is great. So they're going to be picking on these guys as well. In the centre of the battlefield, that squad has rallied, and I have shamelessly used them as a meat shield to prevent the Thunderwolf Cavalry from charging my broadsides, which have moved backwards and benefited then from being within 12 inches of the Fireblade. So they've also run back as well. So they've opened up the gap a little bit. It is only a matter of time before those Thunderwolves end up in close combat, but at least they won't be able to charge this turn because they physically cannot get around that line. So that's awesome. So, sorry, yeah, Fire Warriors. They're about to die. Unless they get a good round of shooting in, maybe. I mean, it is possible, I suppose. Over the back, I've moved my squads just to basically take advantage of the cover and wait for the Thunderwolves to appear and use that cover to start doing some shooting. Over the back, nothing I can do about that. I mean, that is just going to be a tar pit now, basically. I'm a fool because I let them get into combat, and I am slowly learning that Tau are useless in combat. So I can just hope that they are a bit of a tar pit for at least a little while and keep that unit tied up. Okay, so shooting was good for the Tau. The crisis suits basically mullered the Longfangs in the building, used the MacLeod to deny them any kind of cover save, and then shot them away. So they're dead. The only downside really of that is that my optimised stealth cadre down here basically didn't have a target because they were going to shoot the Longfangs, but there was none left. So they did take the opportunity to fire at the Dreadnought instead, and they popped that thanks to Wall of Mirrors, which is pretty brutal actually. Being able to hit on the rear of the armour no matter where they are, it's pretty impressive. So that stripped off the last 2 hull points. That's dead. While we're down in this corner, the Hammerhead took a punt on the Land Raider, hit it, failed to penetrate. It's always the same. Never goes through. I need to get a long strike in there. There you go. So down here, shooting at the Thunderwolf Cavalry went well too. The combined firepower of the Strike Squad, the broadsides, and the few Strike Squad over there that can actually see, took it down to just one Thunderwolf guy. I think it's Harold Thunderwolf, the leader dude. He's got 1 wound left, I think. So I'm going to charge him, which is frankly insane. But he's going to sort me. So I may as well get the extra bonus dice for charging him. And just see how it goes, really. But at least it'll tie him up a little bit, give these broadsides the opportunity to move back a little bit further. And once that Fire Warrior squad gets wiped out, it's 3 shots to target them. So that goes. Okay, so let's do the jump pack moves first of all. The Crisis Suit squad down here did a grand total of 4 inches, but it's inching them towards the objective slowly. Over here, the Optimised Stealth Cadre, they got a 7-inch move, so they've moved out of the way to a little bit of safety, maybe with a view to shooting down the Thunderwolf later on, we'll see. In the General Assault, my Fire Warriors charged in. The most insane round of combat, where my guys didn't land any hits, which isn't surprising, but neither did Rich. So that's a completely drawn combat. Basically nothing happened.
Yeah, thanks.
So don't know what's going on there. Very weird, but it's tied him up for a turn, which is cool. I like that. So that's good. Then over here, who said Tau can't do combat? Considering what was going on over there, pretty interesting result. My commander managed to kick in 2 Terminators. So they're taken off. Unfortunately, we did lose 1 Crisis Suit at the same time. So it was actually a drawn combat, but it almost feels like a victory, to be honest with you, because I was just expecting those guys to get mullered. So that continues. Again, it's a tar pit for a little bit longer in the game. It is a foregone conclusion as to what's going to happen, but if we can eke it out for as long as possible, it keeps those Terminators out of the way.
The Grey Hunter squad have been watching their Wolf brothers make an absolute meal of this combat with these guys down here. So they've decided to come and join in with the Terminators. A bit of extra thump into the combat is always good, so they're going to go in there. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that situation. The Land Raider has moved up. It's full 6 inches. It's going to try and take some pot shots at maybe the Hammerhead. Yeah, probably the Hammerhead. Over here, the Flyer has entered hover mode. It has come round onto the back of these Crisis Suits. It's going to launch everything that it has as it at them, even. So this is going to open fire over there. This is going to open fire down here. And these guys are going to go into assault over here. The Land Raider opened up at the Hammerhead, taking off a hull point and immobilising it as well, so that's always a good thing. I did use Power of the Machine Spirit to fire over here, but then stupid shield drones, Jonathan managed to save it. The Stormwolf Flyer over here opened up with everything, killing off 2 drones and dropping the Hellfrost Cannon on the middle guy, but scattered, luckily landing on him, giving him a wound. Managed to pass his strength test though, otherwise he'd have been off the board. So it's going to be over to assault. Let's try and take out the leader and the 2 remaining Crisis Suits down here using the Grey Hunters and the Wolf Terminators. As you can see, there's a big hole where Herald Deathwolf was. He was only toying with them Fire Warriors in the last turn. He basically smashed them across their face plates using his Frost Axe. He won combat, he killed 4 basically outright, and there was only 3 guys left. They failed, they ran away. They got charged down, the Wolf ran them over, clawed at them and bit them and shook them to the ground. So they're all gone. It's quite a descriptive death for the Tau. And he consolidated back 8 inches. So he's going over here. The reason is because this commander is still alive. Managed to kill the 2 Crisis Suits with a combination of the Grey Hunters and the Terminators. The commander is down 1 wound, but he's still there. He's got a lot of people hitting him, and possibly Herald Deathwolf in a moment as well. So there isn't much left for the Space Wolves. If I lose my Land Raider and lose my Flyer next turn, I literally have this left. Damn them dirty Tau.
Okay, so the crisis suits down here have just backed away very slightly, but keeping within the magic distance for doubling the fusion blaster. Over here, the optimized stealth cadre has inched forward. Got a plan here. Got a plan. So the stealth suits are going to shoot at Harold. Yeah, it's his name, isn't it? Herald, or whatever, that guy, the dude on the wolf. So is the ghost keel. The squad down here is out of range, but they do have a MacLeod drone, which I can fire at the Land Raider, and then use ignores cover for the broadsides, who will get Tank Hunter because both units are going to target the same thing. So we'll see how that works out, but that looks quite interesting. If that all comes off, it's going to be awesome. The hammerhead down here is disabled, but that has still got line of sight, so if I'm really lucky, really lucky, I might take the Land Raider off this turn. Well, parts of the strategy came off, other bits not so much. So the optimized stealth cadre have slayed the warlord. So Herald Deathwolf is dead, which is a victory point, and that's nice. They did also land a MacLeod hit on the Raider, but even with Tank Hunter, the recently nerfed broadsides couldn't do anything, which is a bit of a shame. Down here, the hammerhead hit, and as usual did not penetrate. Seems that you cannot roll a hit and penetration roll at the same time, which is annoying. Down here, crisis suits, they managed to land a hit with the fusion blaster and with many missile pods, but through jinking, all of them bar one a save, so it's just one hull point down on that model, which isn't ideal, but it's something, I guess. So that's the end of my shooting. It's onto assault, and let's see what happens in the tar pit of doom down here. Okay, so you can see what's happened there. So slay the warlord right back at you. The commander did nobly take two Space Wolves down along the way, but yeah, there you go. So assuming they pass their morale, then they're going to be wandering off down here and mullering these guys, no doubt. That's next on the agenda, I'm sure.
One thing Jonathan forgot was to tell you about the assault moves these guys have made, so they've gone back into the building. So the Stormwolf Flyer moved up 6. It is only firing snapshots because it jinked last turn, but it's still going to open fire on them. The Land Raider has moved round. Somebody yelled taxi. It was the Terminators. The Terminators have got back inside, so they're going to try and get up the board as quickly as they can and get into some more of the Tau. And the Grey Hunters have moved up here, basically so they can always go over to that objective if needed, if I can take these guys off this objective over here. Space Wolves are a little bit thin on the ground. We've had to try and do as much damage as we can in the shooting phase. The Stormwolf Flyer opened up with its snapshots only at the Crisis Battlesuits, doing nothing. However, a very cheeky shot from the Land Raider turned his sponson all the way around, opened fire, killing off the guy there that was on that edge of the building. So that was some good shooting from the Land Raider. The Grey Hunters opened fire and, well, did nothing over there. So, yeah, that is pretty much it for the Space Wolves. It's not looking good.
So Crisis Suit just had a little bit of a reshuffle, gone up to the top deck just so they're as close as they can be to the objective. Optimised Stealth Cadre made a move around the building. I've just thought of something really mean. So if I can MacLeod up this successfully, it can't jink because jink's a cover save. So let's see how that goes. I'm also going to use some of the squads down there to start picking on those Grey Wolves or whatever they're down there. Grey Hunters, those guys. Broadsides move forward as well. I'm thinking about this objective. I'm also thinking about the Land Raider. So the MacLeod strategy worked. These guys hiding out down here totaled that. So dead by lack of 4 points, which is good. It's taking that threat away. The Land Raider stuff didn't work out quite so well. It did actually manage to get one glance off the broadsides, so it's lost under the hull point. Oh no, it was a penetrating hit, but only got a 3 on the damage chart, so it's just firing snapshots next turn. It's no big deal. Those guys over the back there, they actually transpires. It looks like there is a line of sight from this side of the board, but you go over the other side and there is no line of sight. So those guys couldn't shoot. So I spent my marker lights on the Land Raider just to ignore cover on that. So that's the shooting done. Pretty good result all in. Over to Rich for his turn. Oh, I'm going to do the assault moves in a second. I'm going to move the optimized stealth cadre out the way of the Land Raider. And that's my assault move. So I'll do that in a second, and you'll see that on Rich's turn.
The Grey Hunters have moved round. They're looking at getting some shots off down here at the broadsides. The Land Raider has moved up. The Terminators have got out. Again, looking at the broadsides, because Jonathan moved these guys well out of my range. And that is all I've got left. This has been an ass spanking of epic ass spanking proportions. But I'm not done yet. I'm not going down without a fight. These guys are going to die. The Grey Hunters opened up at the broadsides, killing one drone off. The Land Raider opened up and did absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Really annoying. Anyway, so the Grey Hunters went to charge in. I lost 2 to Overwatch, which increased my charge range, so they couldn't make it in. The Terminators did, however, make it in, but they were overwatched by all of these horrible, nasty, vile, evil Tau on the building. Got into combat and killed 2 drones. Yeah, that went well. So we're going to roll now to see if we get a turn 6 as a Space Wolf player. I'm kind of hoping I don't. I don't really fancy being tabled. Go on then, John, roll the dice. It does. We get a turn 6. Yay.
Tau basically are in a pretty good place. So the only thing I've moving is the optimized stealth cadre. The guys that are on the top deck have moved down using their 6 inches. Everyone else has shuffled forward 6 inches. No prizes for guessing where we're going. Let's see if we can get a clean sweep on objectives. So the optimized stealth cadre fired at the Land Raider, failed to penetrate, so nothing of interest happened there. I moved straight on to making the assault moves, and they moved 2 inches, which is amazing. So they've not really got as far around as I wanted them to, but they are closer to the objective. In assault over here, the Terminators killed 2 drones, which means that they don't have their invuln save anymore. So that's going to be interesting on the next turn. They are probably going to be wiped out now.
The Land Raider opened up at the stealth squad down here, killing off 2 drones. Over into combat, the Grey Hunters went in and joined in. Basically, we wiped the squad out of the broadside, so they are gone. We're now turning our attention on to this squad here. But do we get to turn 7? Jonathan, can you have a dice, please?
Can indeed.
No, we don't. That is game. So there you go then, guys. That is the end of the battle. It is a victory for the Tau. They hold this objective in here for 3 victory points. The one in the middle is actually contested. The Land Raider is just within 3 inches, just contesting it. He got Slay the Warlord, he got First Blood, and he holds this objective here. So it's 8 victory points for the Tau, and 1 for the Space Wolves, because they got Slay the Warlord. Yeah, the full might of the Tau Empire fell upon the Space Wolves there. There wasn't a fat lot they could do, apart from soak up the punishment that these guys dish out. And in the end, it was too much and they were overcome. So, as always, guys, leave us a comment. It'd be good to hear your feedback. Like if you like. And please hit that big red subscribe button. It gives us a warm, fuzzy feeling inside when you do that. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.